The second statement of accounts that we're going to discuss is a statement of functional expenses. And the functional expenses are really a deep dive into how the different types of organizational expenses are being grouped. Where are they spending their money? And they're grouped by natural and functional expenses. I'll talk more about that in a second. Ultimately, these functional expenses are what are used in order to rate nonprofit organizations. So this is a pretty important report for many nonprofits. They look at the administrative expense ratio, which basically means the amount that they are spending on overhead. And too much money on overhead can decrease your rankings in Charity Navigator. And it also looked for, in these statements, fundraising expenses, or how much it costs to raise $1 is one way to think about that ratio. So they're pretty important. When you look at a statement of functional expenses, this hasn't changed with the new accounting standards. You'll see columns based upon the programs that the nonprofit offers. And in their Form 990, they'll describe each of those programs, giving a little summary of what they do in the reporting. So you'll have expenses by each program, but overall, those are all program types expenses. What we're really interested in are some of the support services. The combination of management in general and fundraising expenses are what are called administrative expenses or overhead. And that's the ratio that often raters are concerned with, that they're spending too much on these expenses in comparison to programs. Within that, you'll specifically be able to look at fundraising expenses. And fundraising expenses then can be compared to the amount of contributions, and particularly individual contributions. And that can give you a sense of the fundraising efficiency of a nonprofit organization. Often this is a report that I go to try to understand which programs are most important for nonprofit organizations. Is this a new pilot project, or is this one of the core programs that they've been operating for a while and investing in heavily? And in doing so, you can really understand how the nonprofit is going about trying to achieve its mission through its programs. Sometimes the checkbook tells you everything.